Hey, what's up, everybody? So, I don't got much to say today. I just wanted to come on here real quick because, a couple things did happen today. And I haven't been on for a couple of days. You know what I mean? But I'm in the middle of doing some housework. I got to do laundry. Got to walk the dog. I mean, I think I walked him a little bit earlier, but it's overcast. It's been like 100 here in the Pacific Northwest the last couple of days. But not today. Got a little bit overcast, so I'm kind of enjoying that, and gonna take advantage of that, right? And so, but anyway, today's hump day, almost through the week. It's a great thing. It's a beautiful thing. You know, but coming up on the Independence Day, 4th of July. Anybody got any plans? What are you guys doing? Huh? Are you even allowed to do anything? They're talking about new lockdowns with the Delta variant. Are you guys locking down? What are you guys gonna do? Are you guys even gonna be trying to be even doing that? I mean, really, let me know. Let me know, cause they think you will. They think you're gonna do exactly what you guys did a year and a half ago all over again. Let me know if you think if you're down with that. Let me know, cause I don't think so. I don't think people are gonna be going down for that, but they do, right? I mean, who's they? But so you know that lady in Tour de France, and she caused that big pile up, right? Well, the first one, right? Because there was two that day, I think. She caused the first one, right, with the sign trying to, you know, cause a big thing for her grandparents or whatever. But it's like you could have just picked up the phone and called them and FaceTime them or whatever. I don't understand this whole thing. And did it happen with this whole selfie thing, this whole selfie stick thing, this whole thing where everybody's got to go out and do this kind of stuff? And if you didn't take pictures, it didn't happen, kind of thing. Because that's kind of immature. And now look, right? Now people who have trained for years have tried, you know what I mean, try to get endorsements, who have probably their only, maybe their first or their last race, right? Probably maybe and or at the same time have all happened at that time, right? So they might have a lifelong injury. We have no idea, right? They might have a lifelong injury. They might like right. They might have broken a tibia. Who knows, right? They might have broken a femur. They might not have broken anything, right? But they might psychologically be psychosomatic and be like, I don't know if I can do this again, right? So who knows, right? I mean, people say that she might get a year, or pay 6 months, pay a fine, probably whatever. But I mean, you have to think, right? Should we? I mean, there's certain times and certain things, right? It's like, should we really just let people like that slap on the wrist? I mean, first timer, sure, I understand that, I get that, okay. But there's also things like this where people will, I'll go, oh, I'll pay a little thing, oh, sure. That's a risk I'll take, right? I could just nowadays, pew, right? People will go, hey, get, put in the donations for my bail or for the fine, and I'll do it, right? And then people will start doing it, right? So we have to make an example and make it so that people don't get these weird ideas to where they're actually starting to live action and LARP in real life and cause their social media to actually start causing some real detrimental effects into actual real athletes and real sports in real life. That's just something I'm thinking, right? Almost like when you have these people that don't like America, don't want to support America, don't want anything to do with America. They hate America. It's so easy to talk shit about America, right? But then again, they want American money. They want American influence. They want American power. They want to change America. They want people. They want everybody in America to know their name. But they don't want to leave America. They don't want to, right? I mean, it's really easy in America, especially when you have it so free and easy, and you think you're oppressed and censored, but yet you can say and do anything you want. And you can talk shit about the last president, this president, anybody, right? And nothing will ever happen to you. You'll never be Khashoggi'd, right? You'll never be Assanged because you're an American, right? And it's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing. But people have it in their head to where, oh no, blah blah blah, because you keep telling yourself all this stuff, and so you're eventually gonna believe it. That's why it's really, it's really important to like be like, you know what? Sure, things could be better. My life is not that great, but sure, I probably uh, I've lost opportunities or whatever because of certain things, but it's not because of my race. It's not because of this. It's not because of these easily justifiable explanations that we all throw out because we all are butthurt or whatever. Like that one cop said about why cops are leaving cowardly or whatever, right? Because they're all. But it's really easy, right? It's easy to talk and to blame and to cast doubt and to do all that kind of stuff onto other things. But then it's like, what could we be doing to make the situation better, right? Like, no one's really doing that, right? Because like I said, it's all about the likes, shares, and clout and followers, right? It's all about that. That's what we've all become now, So it's not about what's good, what's great, or what's actually going to change and actually have a good impact on any community, right? It's just what's going to get me a sponsorship, what's going to get me a, a book deal, right? What's going to get me a Netflix deal? What's going to get me a next platform? What's going to make me the next Kim Kardashian, right? And that's what everybody right now is doing, right? Sorry, that's not how this is supposed to be going, and that's why you see a lot of people out here just jip jacking and jaw jacking and just pointing fingers at everybody and thinking that this is what it's so easy, right? But then everybody wants to bitch about how hard their life is. It's like you have the capability right now, right, to sit on the couch, order Uber Eats, go on Netflix, start a company, make videos, talk to your grandparents, talk to people across the world without ever leaving your couch. King Louis didn't have that, right? Nobody in the world except for people today have that. They didn't even have indoor plumbing. Crazy. They didn't have sanitation, soap. They didn't have any of that kind of stuff that we have today. But people are too ungrateful to understand that and to think we live better than the royalties of way back yonder, and we can't accept that and be grateful for the littlest things that we have. We have to look at it over at the other people online or whatever and wish we had more. That's something that I think is something that we need to talk about in America, right? It's right. But also, did you guys hear that Bill Cosby got out? Yeah, it's crazy. So it seems like people are going to say it's racism. People are going to say it's he paid off this and that. People are going to say a lot of stuff, right? Because people really talk a lot of stuff, and they just want to justify and rationalize things that they either don't understand, don't want to understand, or think that they already know. That's, in my opinion, what I think, right? No one's taking the extra couple of seconds to find out anything, right? Sorry, I had to check on the old Ranger dog there. And so no one's really trying to think, right? So Bill Cosby got out because of a wishy pursuey thing, I would say. So there was a technicality, right? Our judicial system is set up in a beautiful way for the defendants, and nobody really thinks or cares about that until they're in that hot seat, which is another beautiful thing. But he had a deal, and then so then he says stuff, and then hey, that prosecutor goes away, and another one comes and goes, hey, because of this Me Too movement, and because everybody out here wants you gone and wants your scalp, and because it will make me politically better off, right? And right, like the Ben Crumps and Al Sharptons and Jesse Jacksons of the world, right? Boom, I'm gonna capitalize on this moment, just like when Barry capitalized on being able to turn her back on the American flag that we have hanging over here all day, every day, right? She capitalized on that moment, talking about blah 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 blah, but hates capitalism. Think about that. Okay, and real quick, I'm not going to go fully into the whole Bill Cosby thing. He's talking right now anyway in the press conference, and anyway, but I do want people to understand that. Hey, don't be surprised if this happens to Derek Chauvin as well, because especially when you're going after somebody so bloodthirsty and so because and it doesn't matter if you have them dead to rights, like with the OJ thing, and then you had the Mark Furman, right, and blah blah blah, and now look what happened with that, right? So it's like people need to understand. It's like when we have somebody like that in a position like that, and we have evidence, or we don't need to hyper inflate it. We don't need to embellish it. We don't need to do any of that, right? Because it is what it is, and it will be what it will be, and it will do what it will do. But we all we all have to, in our head, I don't know, in my opinion, it's like this minute we have to make sure it's all going to happen or whatever. But is that justice? I don't think it is. And I think that that's something deep-rooted in us that we need to really realize. Are we really trying to persecute these people, or is it something inside us that we're just trying to just lash out on and just have a scapegoat for? I mean, it's just an opinion. I mean, I'm just asking here. You can disagree any way you want. I'm just asking a question, Okay? And then you have, right, so, real quick, right? So then you have these people, right? And then, and they go on and they're right? So you have these Democrats, right? And it's like, remember the gay pride parade, right? And the guy just, right? And then they had the one of the Democrats comes out, this is a terrorist attack, blah, 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 right? And then now, you had to rock that back, right? Because it's like, why are you rushing to to be like that, right? Because he wants the political capitalization on that, right? That's what they. It's really weird, but it's what they do. So then you hit that, right? But yeah, we had the Miami condo collapse, right? No one is saying. Well, they were at first, right? They were trying to say it had been right. Then they might have said that it was like some people trying to say McAfee had a death switch. Where people are smoking way too much marijuana, or Parmesan cheese, or doing a little something something out there, or whatever. But people are a little loopy out here, okay? And people need to really just chill out. Sometimes shit happens. Sometimes things just do fall apart, right? Sometimes there's bad craftsmanship, right? I mean, so I do think that also though, when you have like the Secretary of Energy, I forget her name. I don't even know her name, right? But it doesn't matter. She's an influential member of Congress, right? She's a cabinet member, whatever you want to tell her. Going on these talk shows and saying that it's she also hold on. This is how you know she knows better, right? She goes on and says that this is climate change and blah 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 blah. That's why we need the Green New Deal, blah 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 blah. But then says, but we need all the facts to come out first, and but we shouldn't rush the judgment. But she just did, and she wanted to imbue that in people's heads real quick, right? So this is what I'm talking about. People need I waited days before I came on here and started talking because I wanted to, not to be first, but to be a little accurate and at least be honest about this. So I think that yeah, it is sad, and first and foremost, let me apologize. My thoughts, my prayers, and my heart goes out to all of the affected in this tragedy, and even the Bill Cosby victims. You know what I mean? Let me show that. Let me show the remorse that he wouldn't ever, right? And that the Democrats won't, unless it's to actually like how other people are saying, and how you had these officials in Miami saying people are setting up fake GoFundMe sites to capitalize. Really weird again on what? On this tragedy. Really shameful. But it's almost like how you had the Democrats, Jesse White, with Schultz out there saying we need to knock all these buildings down and have the Green New Deal, retrofit, blah 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 blah. You have all these, and right, they're using this tragedy for an agenda, right? And that's why you even have Governor Ron DeSantis, who's being a rock star, been down there every day doing business, right? Saying this, we're not using this as a tragedy. This is not, things happen. It is what it is, but we will fix this. We will resolve this issue, right? But this isn't a time, right? Just like when the school shootings happen and they want to take the guns and shit, right? This isn't a time to capitalize on a tragedy and to use it for your agenda. This is a time to get this done, wait a little bit, and then we can do all of that. That's what I think. Is it better and more dignifying, right? So, let me just read you this article. This is from Fox News. A woman told husband on the phone that this is the headline, she saw the pool cave in before the building fell. It was 1:30 a.m. I'll never forget that. The husband of Cassie Stratton, 40, right? A woman missing in the deadly Florida condo building collapse called her husband as the tragedy unfolded. As she said she saw a sinkhole where the pool used to be before the line went dead. The model actress and Pilates instructor woke her husband in Washington, D.C. and frantically told him that the building was shaking before making and starting comments about a sinkhole, according to the outlet. She was on the fourth floor balcony when she felt a tremor and saw the pool deck cave in. And you're already seeing that people already have said that, right? The inspectors have saw that there was cracks and holes and rust and deterioration by the pool and everything else. It makes sense that would happen, right? So you have the salt water from the beach and everything else causing all of that. You have the pool with the chlorine and all the other chemicals coming in, right? You have cheap materials on top of all of that as well, right? Because I've worked in a quarry. I've worked in Raider car restorations, right? A lot of construction jobs, grunt mostly work, right? But it looked like plaster. It looked like a lot of stuff that they're working for. It looked like a lot of cheap material. And that's how it came down, like paper mache. And so I don't think that this is because of climate change or anything. I think it's due to, right, developers cheaping out, right? It seems like they paid more to get out of these pyramids and everything else to pay for the stuff than to actually pay and to actually do it right, which is why they needed $15 million to pay for repairs, but didn't really want to do all that. And now what we have is, tragically, 16 dead, 147 unaccounted for, 139 accounted for, which is also a beautiful thing, right? So, I mean, you can think about Mexico City or whatever, where there was like 100 or so dead, right away from the earthquake, right? Or Haiti or all these other places where more than, it's like the other way around. It'd be like 147 dead, 16 right? It'd be the other way around. So there is hope in that, and there's hope springs eternal. I hope they do find some survivors as well. Okay, but it does remind me of in 2015 or so, right? The duck boat crash in Seattle, right? And there's other ones, right, where they had been told for over 2 years that they needed to fix some of the stuff in the duck boats, or whatever, and they didn't do it. They cheaped out, they crapped out, right? They wouldn't go down with that, and 5 people died. A bunch of people were injured, right? It was a big crash on the freeway. It was all horrible, right? The jury awards 123 million to the victims of the Seattle duck boat crash. They're already doing a grand jury thing to find out who did this and who's responsible, and they are going to be charged and brought to trial, and there will be some justice, and there probably will be a way bigger settlement than $123 million to these people. All right? So that's what I have for you today, and I hope you guys all have a good one. See you guys soon. Lovely toodles.